It tastes bad. You want to get it out of your mouth, and that's the action you take, is maybe spit it out, huh? Humans have other responses to stimuli. Sometimes the stimulus can just be a thought in our mind. So for this stimulus, let's pretend that somebody at school bumped into you. The stimulus is, do you remember? The person bumping into you. Yeah. And at first, we don't have a response sometimes. Sometimes it takes a while, like Pavlov's dog, or like my dog Rascal learning how to sit, to eat. So the stimulus, sometimes it causes a thought in our head. Instead of an action, we might think, oh, that hurt. Or maybe, that was kind of rude, right? I didn't like that. The next time somebody bumps into us, maybe it's the same person, maybe it's a different person, we might have an emotion with it, like, maybe some frustration with our thought. So we might have the stimulus, which is the bump, the thought, I don't like that, the emotion, frustration. And with every emotion, we have chemicals in our brain that release into our body. And sometimes we can have a physical reaction to the chemicals. So if you've ever noticed somebody, if they're embarrassed and their face turns pink or kind of red, that's a chemical in their bodies that was released when they felt embarrassed, and it showed on their face, right? Some don't show on our bodies. Some just make us feel certain ways. We might feel really uncomfortable. We might shake a little bit if we're scared. We might get really excited and just tense and waiting if we're excited. We have lots of different actions with our bodies from those chemicals, okay? The next time it happens, we have the stimulus, we got bumped, we had the thought, I'm frustrated. We had the emotion, the chemical release, maybe some body language. Maybe this time we'd say, and make a face like that. Different people do different things. And that might cause another thought. I wonder, why are they doing that? A hypothesis is kind of like we're going to make a decision, but we haven't decided yet. And maybe we wonder, I wonder if that person's doing it on purpose. But we don't know for sure. The next time we get bumped, the stimulus, and we have the thought, what? And we have the emotion, and the chemical release and the body language. We have another thought. We have the thought of, I wonder if they're doing that on purpose. And each time we have these little rows of characters, it happens faster. Did you know that? It happens faster each time. So now we have the hypothesis, I wonder if they did that on purpose. And then we decide, I think they did that on purpose. And we react. Maybe we push them back or yell at them or say, stop it. Why are you doing that? Different people have different reactions, huh? Okay, the next time somebody bumps, we might have that thought, but we don't even think about all the rest. It happens so fast, we go right, they did that on purpose, and we might have our reaction and push them back without even taking any time. It might be immediate. As soon as they bump us, we push right back. And if it was a person who'd never bumped us before, they might be really surprised, like, oh my gosh, I just accidentally bumped into you. What happened? They don't know that this has been happening a lot. I know a boy who somebody laughed at him and hurt his feelings. And it might have happened more than once. When they laughed at him and it hurt his feelings, he remembered that. And when he would hear people laughing close to him, he started to think that they maybe were laughing at him. And after a few more times, he decided, they must be laughing at me. And it hurt his feelings. Now, they might have been laughing at him, but maybe they weren't. How would we know? We might not know. But if we decide that they were laughing at us, and we just stick with that, then every time we hear a laugh, we might think they're laughing at us. Would that feel very good to think that every time somebody laughed nearby you? That would be really hard, wouldn't it? Well, if we don't make that decision, we don't decide yet, and we find out some more information. Remember, we don't draw closure, but we seek what the truth is. And we can ask that person, or we can look, or we can ask someone else, what are you laughing at? If they say, we're laughing at you, then you'll know the truth, huh? Maybe you'll have to do something about it. But if they say, oh, we just saw this really thing funny happen over here, come over and see it. Or we were laughing at a joke that somebody told at recess. And you can say, oh, what was the joke? And it wasn't laughing at you at all. But do you know, when we decide, when we draw closure and we make a decision without knowing all the information, it can feel pretty bad. And when all this happens, from start to finish, and it starts, but it keeps happening and happening and happening, pretty soon that belief comes into place. And if we don't challenge it, if we don't make sure that's what it is, we might always believe that. And that is what we call a belief. Okay? The most important beliefs we have are the beliefs that we have about ourselves. We have beliefs about a lot of things, and I'll talk about that in the next video. I'll see you later.